Glenn Warner, GorillaMaker.com. This is our extruder on our GM3D 505, and this is on our GM3D 200 series as well. This is a way to make sure you clean the hob gear if you're having some slippage of your filament. The first thing we're going to do, Gabe is our tech today, he's going to help us. He's going to preheat the printer to 250. Now, as you know, that's pretty hot. A lot of times we're only printing at 230, but we want to make this operation easy, so we're just heating it up pretty hot. First thing he's going to do is remove the filament. You have to depress that little tongue there, push the filament down, ooze some out, and pull it straight up, and it comes right out that easy. So as you notice, there's a string of filament down there. Next operation is he's going to take 3 bolts out, loosen them on the extruder part. Your wrenches may vary from your toolkit. You might have a right angle Allen wrench, could have a ball wrench. This kind of depends which tool you have. They all work the same. Once you get those 3 loosened up, you're going to pull the cap off. There's no wires to disconnect here or anything. Cap comes right off, and as you can see, there's the hob gear. The hob gear is the depressed part in that gear, and then there's a gear that runs a second hob gear. So for this part of the operation, we're going to take a wire brush and clean that gear off. That one's pretty clean right now, but we want to demonstrate how to do this. And Gabe turned it by hand, no big deal. Cleaned it out. Now he's going to grab the other side of this, where the tongue is, and show us the gear inside there, because we have to clean that one as well. So you see in there where there's that tongue, and if you can loosen the bolt up if you wanted to, or you can just reach in there with a brush sometimes. I would prefer to loosen the bolt up. Comes out very easily by hand. Then you have the tongue in your hand, and now you can clean that gear. Very good. So now that you got all the debris out, you're going to reverse this operation. You're going to put it back in to the cap, like so. And then you're going to pop your bolt back in to kind of hold it in place. Push those all the way through. Now you can see where that operates like an axle. Then he's going to put the spring back in. Alright, we're going to show you one last thing before we put the cap on. Let's say you have a jam in your machine and no filament is coming out. So if you have a situation where there's no filament coming out and you perceive that there's a jam, the easiest way to clear it is to pop the cap off, take this rod that's in your toolkit, and push it down the guide there into that guide tube, just like Gabe's doing, and he's going to push it gently, and you're going to see filament come out, and red filament just popped out. Now this machine did not have a jam, so it came out quite easily, but at some point as you push that rod down through there, no more filament's going to come out, because the puddle of filament will be gone inside the hot end. So you have just a little bit of filament that's in there right now. He's going to pull the rod back out. Everything's clean. Now he's going to put the cap back on. Now if you had a really tough jam, you might have had to push on that kind of hard. Gabe did not have to do that today. But don't be afraid to push on it. If you can't get filament out through the hot end, you may have to remove the hot end and service it, or replace the hot end tip. So this is just a reverse of what Gabe did in the beginning. He's tightening everything up. Now I want to point out that we do not tighten things gorilla tight, we tighten them monkey tight. We don't want to break anything. And he just turned that lever screw by hand because there is no filament in the machine. He's just putting a little tension on there right now. So Gabe still has the machine preheated. Everything's still hot. He's going to take our filament and hopefully snip the end off clearly. So I'm going to show you this part, and he's going to get a pair of cutters. You don't want to try to push anything through like that. So if you bent it or you deformed it, you're going to want to cut this off nice and clean. So you can use a pair of cutters that's inside the toolkit, pair of scissors. Gabe has a cutter. He's going to cut it on a slight angle, as you can see right there. And now Gabe's going to put that into the machine. He depressed the tongue a little bit there, pushed right in. And you're going to see a little filament come out the bottom. Push it just a little bit more. And you can see where some filament oozed out. That's about enough. Now he's going to slide the tube on properly. And your GM3D 505, 500 series, 200 series, and 600 series printer all has the same assembly. You're ready to print now.